We'll call the Board of Public Works and Safety Park Authority meeting to order. First order of business is roll call.
Tom James.
Present.
Joel Franklin.
Present.
Ron Terry.
Next is the minutes of approval for our June 25th session. I'll move that we accept minutes from our June 25th session. Second. It's been moved and seconded that we accept the minutes from our June 25th session. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion carried. Any citizen comments today? Being none, we'll move on to unfinished business, and we have none. New business, under the water department, we have some employee wage increases.
Yeah, they finished it.
If you want me to talk about it, I can, or you can come up.
Our two guys finished their first semester of their apprentice program, and with that, there was an automatic raise. What they're trying to do is retain people, and by giving them raises each time it does, it gives them more of an incentive to work hard and keep the grades up. Both guys scored, their scores were different on different categories, but their their score at the end were both 89. So they have to have 87 to pass it. So they're doing well, and hopefully in the next 2 years, we'll have them certified.
Our apprentice agreement with the Alliance calls for them to be at least to $19.38 after this first phase. Both are currently at $19.25, so Jeff and Ben and I talked, and we're suggesting that the board would approve a 25-cent hour raise, taking the 19.
I'll go ahead and make the motion to increase their wages by 25 cents. Second. All those in favor say aye. It's been moved and seconded to accept the motion. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion carried. Next up would be the wastewater department wage increase.
So essentially it's the exact same as what Jeff said. Everyone started the apprentice program at the same time. And so since the first semester is over, Andrew passed his apprentice first semester, it warrants the pay raise. And with that as well, I also would request that the board approve a pay raise for Chris Funk, who's been with the department for a year longer than Andrew, and is working along with Andrew with the apprentice program. It's just for the program, you have to have a one licensed, someone with a license per apprentice, and sadly we only have one license right now with the department. So that's why only Andrew is technically in the program, but it doesn't sit right with me to have Chris lag behind. It's not his fault. Essentially, he's not in the program.
He's basically following the same coursework
Yes.
and everything,
Yeah.
so that he can get his certifications.
Right, and he's going to, he might go again for his class 1 here shortly, but if not, then he's planning on taking his class 2 test in December when his 2 years are up. And he can apply for it.
I'll move that we do likewise and give Andrew and Chris a 25% or 25-cent raise.
Wow.
I want in on that one.
25-cent raise. Do I hear a second to that? Second. It's been moved and seconded that, we grant the 25-cent increase, for the wastewater guys. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion carried. Down to, board member comments, Brian?
Yeah, the only thing I have is, there'll be a couple street closures, one Saturday, July 12th, for the Day of Giving on Main Street. Main Street will be closed from 3rd to 4th Street, for people to hand out off the pallets to folks coming through the drive-through line. And 3rd and 4th Streets will be shut, basically the width of Gazebo Park and Little City Hall, off the Station Street. So that'll be for the Day of Giving. On July 26th, St. Patrick's Catholic Church is going to be having an event on the south side of Ravine Park Drive. And I approved yesterday for the closure of Ravine Park Drive on the east, basically the east side of Doc Stone's fence on Ravine Park Drive to the alley to the east, for 8 a.m. till 6 p.m. on July 26th, which is a Saturday. There'll be access to Ravine Park Drive on the north loop of that, so residents can get in and out. We're going to use parking at the school. That's all I got. Thank you.
Thank you, Brian. Jeremy? John?
Nothing.
Jeff?
Nothing.
Gary? Ben?
Else.
Landon?
They don't wanna go up to the foot.
Yeah. Landon?
I just had a couple updates on the Strawberry Valley Trail Phase 3 things.
You need it in the minutes or?
It's just about the brass emblem, the logo thing, it's more of just feedback. Just
Info.
yeah, just more of info, you guys want in the record. Okay, so, I have been able to find some options online if you guys were still interested in having those concrete sidewalk markers. Whenever we had met before, we talked about how that had been included in the previous bid by addendum number 1, where the city would be providing those brass emblems. And I was able to find some, it wasn't at the number that I was looking for. We really only thought we needed 12, and the minimum that this place online would do was either 25 or 50. 50 is their typical minimum. He's gonna check with the production crew if he can't get them down to 25, which, you know, we're talking at $500 would be the total for if we did 25. And this is at the 9-inch size, as well as if you go to 50, it's looking at $923. So I know this was kind of a new thing that you guys weren't aware of. It seemed like whenever we talked about it in the meeting. So I just wanted to report back with the information I found and see if you wanted me to continue to pursue keeping that in the project, or if this was kind of a bell and whistle that wasn't really necessary for the project.
That 923 total?
Yes, yeah, that's just for the material costs, and then obviously there'd be shipping, and then, you know, the cost for the contractor to install them, so, you know. Probably thinking anywhere from 7,000, probably total to 10,000, depending on the contractor's labor to install them.
Isn't that really the rebuild commission that takes care of the trail? So,
So,
it has been up to this point because they've been the one who's
Oh, right.
been, contributing most of the money for that,
no problem.
but, I guess we should have.
Okay, that's my,
But we
my,
can pass that on.
okay.
How soon do we need that, to know that? And then-
I'm just trying to keep the project moving forward so that we can bid it this fall as we had discussed in the meeting. So that was really, just want to keep that ball rolling.
So we put that on the next agenda for.
Yeah, we can put it on the next agenda, that way. I can get more information for you if you guys are still interested.
Right, so rough installation costs.
Right. first, my initial searches were coming up with not any options, or the options were very expensive ones, like 8,000 a piece or something. So whenever I got back with this one, I was like, well, maybe we can find, 25 places to put these, So I think they would look nice, but that's up to you guys if you want to, spend the money or not.
Thank you, Randy.
Oh, yeah, and then I brought the sign.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Oh, wow.
Greg,
Just for the board's information, I should have the new corporation limits line map this week. I've been dealing with Steve Book with Noble County GIS to finalize a location on Johnson Street. And got that, so I've got had people adjusting the maps, and so I should have it all this week. And then also,
Which map is that?
pardon?
Which map?
The corporate limit
So our
line,
actual city limits.
limit.
yeah, city limits,
So that one we just got before is not right?
on Johnson Street, there's a little change, I'll adjust them and get you accurate. And Community Crossing Finn and Brown had made us aware that their schedule has been pushed to the second or third week in August. They'll still make their deadline, but I think for the next round, we should get together and discuss the amount of time we allow in the spec book to get this, to get them to get it done quicker.
Right.
So we can talk about that before we apply for the next round.
Rick, if you can communicate to them that the fourth week of August is Labor Day.
Yeah.
And Ligonier is ridiculous.
Well, yeah, we got the
So,
festival coming up.
uh,
I will let Ron know.
Seemed to always end up happening,
it
this
happens
happening
every
to
year.
be at that.
Yep.
That's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you for not
Bill,
anything.
thank you.
Laura,
No, I don't.
Laura. Mike Burdett's on vacation. I'd like to thank the street department for taking care of the tree limb, just happened to be down by my house and right next to the visitor center. Fell down one evening, fortunately nobody was driving under it or walking under it. Got it taken care of and off the street that night. Cleaned up the next day, made contact with the tree trimmer that we use, and he came down and trimmed. Some of that tree had some other overhanging branches that were pretty dangerous, so we took those down. So we appreciate that. The water and waste departments, tell you guys, really appreciate their work with the Alliance and getting some education and extend their careers, hopefully a long career here in town. They all of them really doing a really great job. So we really appreciate that. You have which meeting would have been yesterday, our War Memorial Project. Got a meeting this afternoon, an update meeting, so I don't have any information right this second, so. But at least the ground's moving down there, as you drive by, you can see that they started work getting the electric run, probably working on the sprinkler system and all that down there, so. Really glad to get that project rolling here, shouldn't take too long to complete it. Right now, that's about all I have. Entertaining motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second. It's been moved and seconded that we adjourn. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion carried.
I'm out.